on to our office banner.
Box office banner, right?
Box office banner.
There you go. You got that going for you. This is my daughter Aria. She's been on a few videos with me, a lot more when she was younger. I kind of not stuck with her. That's not the right word as a parent, right? But she's with me, and Aide's not here right now, and I got to get this review out, so she's gonna join in. Did you watch some Indiana Jones, Aria?
Yeah.
You did? You sure? Where'd you watch it?
On my tablet.
Your tablet. See, I don't know if I buy that. Anyways, original Indiana Jones. What's not to be said about this movie? What hasn't been said about this movie? Probably gonna make this a quicker review since I got this lot to handle here on me. She's a crazy person. I'm surprised she's not losing it yet.
Jokey.
Jokey? I don't know what that means. Anyways, Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford just owns this character. I mean, this is probably one of the most synonymous characters in all of like anything that Hollywood has ever put out. Anybody that, even the people that haven't seen Indiana Jones, typically know exactly who he is. He's just that big of a person. That she jumps in front of my face. Stay right here, baby. And Harrison Ford, it's not understated. He takes his character, runs with it. He makes it his own. After everything we saw with Han Solo, then you get this bigger-than-life character. There's not a lot of people that get that much of a bigger-than-life character. But Harrison Ford, I mean, he's got a gang of them, doesn't he? And like I said, he kills it in this movie. The action, you know, some of it is a bit dated, especially like the hand-to-hand combat. It can be a lot of like duck-a-punch, duck-a-punch, and then out of nowhere, wait a couple seconds, almost like, now's your time to hit me. Boom. It's a little dated for sure, but the action set pieces are really cool. Has an amazing opening. I mean, the opening where they're first going, you know, they're Tomb Raiding, if you will. You know, the female Tomb Raider. Do you like Tomb Raider? That's more your style, right?
Yeah.
Lara Croft?
Yeah, I'm going to tell them something.
Yeah. All right, Lara Croft. Yeah.
Wow, Croft!
Yeah, we'll have to show you that another time. But
Okay.
that opening scene is just amazing. It really is. It truly is. The first 10 minutes of the movie, it just has you glued to the screen. All the traps and stuff that Harrison Ford has to just duck and dive over and over and over again. Not that Harrison. She has a friend named Harrison. Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
But everything he has to avoid, everything he has to do is just, it's flat out amazing. Amazing set pieces. From the iconic huge wrecking ball looking thing, just rolling after him, from having to dive over pits, to random like arrows flying at him, to just evading that, all while in the end having to evade the almost like his comrade that he's with, who just, you know, just screws him over. I'm trying to keep this PG since my daughter's here. Which, fun fact about this movie, it is PG. And this is back when we didn't have PG-13. Actually, Temple of Doom, the sequel, I think, is what really pushed the PG-13 boundary, where it was like, this isn't quite R, but it's also not PG. So we have to come up with an advanced rating system and make it PG-13. I believe Temple of Doom was one of the first movies to do that. And this movie, you see it here. Like, it's a PG movie, and you can go in not knowing the factoid that I just laid out for you and be like, man, this is kind of dark for a PG movie, because it really is. There's people getting shot in the head, blood's gushing out everywhere. Even stuff that's alluded to is a little darker than what you'd see in your common PG movie. What are you, a fish?
Can I tell them something?
What? Real quick.
My friend owns that too, at my school.
Awesome. I actually don't even know what you said right there. We'll rewind the tape and come back to it. But yeah, just iconic stuff left and right in this movie. There's no denying it. Another one of my favorite action set pieces. I love the whole tidbit where Harrison Ford's character, obviously Indiana Jones, is just terrified of snakes. I'm terrified of unicorns. Terrified of snakes. Just freaked out by them. We see that immediately after he evades everything in the beginning, and he's just yelling at Jock. He's like, get it ready, get it going, Jock. And then they get up in the air, and he's like, there's a big snake up here. you knew that would come back around, especially if you've seen the movie a bunch like I have, and pretty much anybody has. And the way they brought that back around with the snakes just plentiful. What's his name? Oh, I'm so bad with names.
Can I tell you something?
You have to wait, baby. 1 second. But all the snakes that are just scattered everywhere. What's his name? I will remember this damn dude's name. I probably won't. Damn, that's PG, right? You can handle that. He's like, why is the floor moving? And then, of course, Indiana Jones, like, let me see the torch. Snakes aplenty. Snakes everywhere. That whole scene is amazing. And the whole movie, the action set piece, I was making fun of, like, the hand-to-hand combat. I love the hand-to-hand combat right, like, under that little plane where he's got to fight that bigger dude. That's shirtless. He's got like the old school fighting style where he's like doing this. Why was that ever a thing? I don't know. But it's all so much fun. It's just top rate adventure, top rate action. Harrison Ford and his absolute element. Amazing characters. Other intense scenes that are sprinkled in. Like, here's another fun fact. I don't even know what they're eating. What are they eating in that scene? It's like they're both about to snack on something. That one dude poisons it. The monkey eats it and dies. And that's how Harrison Ford's character of Indiana Jones is saved, because he's sitting there, and as a viewer, you're like, oh my God, he's about to eat. And then like, what? Somebody stops him, and then he starts getting into this, and then he's getting into this. And out of nowhere, you're like, oh my God, he's going to catch it in his mouth. And there's that side character, again, can't remember his name. He grabs it out in thin air, and he's like, look down at the monkey, and Harrison Ford almost died. But as a viewer, you're like on the edge of your seat. There's so many little tidbits, so many little things that are really super well done. This movie's just a lot of fun. Wouldn't you say so? Did you like the snake scene?
No.
You didn't like the snakes?
No. I'm going to tell them something.
It better be about the movie.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them something.
Okay, you have to wait. 1 second.
I told them
1
something.
second. But yeah, either way, tons of fun. We all know about Indiana Jones. I mean, there's nothing really bad to be said here, other than a few things are a little dated. The villains are okay. The very ending, where just they're like basically melting away, the bad guys are, and Indy is just like, just close your eyes, don't look at it. That whole scene with the way they disintegrate, basically, very almost Evil Dead-like, which I love as a horror fan. This is just a phenomenal movie. If it wasn't a little dated in spots, now I say that, but there's so many other spots where I'm like, God, this holds up. This comes out today. This is like a 9.5 out of 10, easy. But, for me personally, I do got to take it down a notch just because I grew up with Indiana Jones, but it wasn't like something I was die hard about. I love it. I'm super hyped for the new one. That's why I'm doing these reviews, and I'm always hyped to rewatch them. I've seen them a bunch. Never was like all-time favorite stuff for me, but always a favorite. Not all-time favorite, but a favorite. Always has been in rotation. The first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, is going to be, what are you doing? It's going to be an 8.7 out of 10 for me. What score do you give it?
I like unicorns.
All right. That was not a score, but don't we all? Now, what score do you give it? What number? A 5?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah?
Is average? I'm sorry if I'm not as on my game as I normally am, people. It's a little different when you got something like this with, and then a kiddo. But she's been wanting to be on the podcast, and I told her I would eventually just be like, all right, fine, we'll get you on there. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them something.
Okay, tell them something real quick before we gotta go.
I like everything but not snakes. Well, I just like unicorns, and I like all my cousins.
So let me get this straight. You like everything, but not snakes. So you don't like everything. That's
everything.
And then you said, but unicorns, yeah, which is already implied in the everything portion. That was also flawed because you said, but not snakes. So I guess that does make sense to give them a shout out after all. And you said your cousins as well. Awesome. Love you, baby.
I love you.
I love you, I love you, I love you. And I love you guys. Yeah, I will be back with a Temple of Doom review. Hopefully that one's a little more eventful. I know people that have had her or seen her on the podcast have actually been like, yeah, get her on again, get her on again. I love having her on as like a random kind of thing, but it also kind of interrupts my brain activities. I'm like, what's she doing? Is she about to start talking? Is she about to start doing some crazy stuff like this? What are you doing? Ah! But I love you guys. And I will see y'all later.
Wait a minute, I have to tell them something.
One more thing, we gotta go. Quick.
I love you so much.
There it is. Boom. Dial of Destiny. The road to Dial of Destiny.
And my boy 6 times.
Okay. All right, guys. Peace, Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark. What's not been said? It's amazing. Press it. Yeah.